DeFi is dead, or is it? You're not going to believe the worst thing that just happened to DeFi and why this could even happen to you next. More specifically, what if I told you one of the most trusted protocols in DeFi, that's Aave, could still be part of a story that ends with a ton of people losing money, including yours truly? And it failed not because there was something wrong with the protocol itself, but from another asset that they were lending within the protocol. But as an investor in DeFi, you will lose money if you trust too much in one place. So today I'm going to show you what actually happened, why even safe DeFi is not risk-free, and the one mistake that wipes out portfolios over and over again. Right now, you're taking a look at DeFi Llama and the Aave version 3 protocol. And as you can see, over the last 2 days, total value locked has dropped from $25 billion all the way down to $20 billion. That is a lot of money for one protocol. We're talking $5 billion. But look, there is a pattern that we are seeing within the DeFi space. Every cycle, new investors, they come into this space thinking, I'm just going to park my funds in one solid coin, one solid protocol, and I'm just going to chill. It feels smart, it feels logical, maybe even safe, maybe easy, not safe, until it's not. But here's the thing, because DeFi doesn't usually show you risk in obvious ways. The risk is very subtle. It could be a liquidity issue, a smart contract exploit, a governance attack, or a cascading failure that you never saw coming with a project. Suddenly, your safe yield becomes a locked withdrawal screen, just like my small ETH lending position on Aave. I am borrowing around $400 of the affected ETH. You can see right here where it says this asset is frozen due to a governance decision because the money ain't there right now. And over here, you can see my supply, which is actually really small because I converted most of it to USDC. But people are beginning to be fearful that maybe this is affecting stablecoin positions on Aave also. But somebody's going to have to pay the bill. And we're hoping that Aave's insurance policy will cover that. So let's talk a little bit about the Aave hack. Now, to be very clear, Aave itself has remained one of the most battle-tested DeFi protocols in this space. And I am still going to use Aave unless they screw this up one way or another. Mistakes can happen, but one thing I do check in this place is, does the protocol or does the coin, are they owning up to their problem and are they trying to fix it? Is the problem going to bankrupt the protocol or the company? These are all things we need to look at. But with Aave recently, there were serious concerns and stress events around collateral volatility risk, even systematic exposure across different DeFi ecosystem, especially restaking protocols, such as what was exploited. But here's the key lesson. Even if Aave doesn't get hacked in the traditional sense, and it did not get hacked last night, your funds can still be at risk because what's happening around it. That's the part a lot of people miss in DeFi. All of DeFi, can, especially within EVM change, is interconnected. So when one piece of the system breaks, it can ripple across everything. So what's the real problem? And here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people aren't losing their money in DeFi because of hacks. They're losing it because of the concentration. What that means, they go all in into one protocol, one position, one chain, one asset, just one strategy. And they assume if this one thing is safe, I'm safe. But that assumption has wiped out billions within the market. So let's zoom out for a second because this is not new. There have been many hacks in DeFi before. There have been many failures in DeFi before. Terra Luna last cycle, anybody? Now, one of those hacks was the Drift Protocol incident that just happened a little bit ago. The Drift Protocol recently, there were concerns around an exploit-related event, and that event shook investors' confidence. Even advanced protocols like Drift with strong tech can still face vulnerabilities because of social engineering. It's the people who are getting hacked or tricked into giving up a private key or access where it need access to. So this is something we do need to be concerned about. And this is not the only one. We can go back into last cycle towards the end, and you had the Ronin bridge hack. Ronin was a network. It really was picking up on the gaming narrative. And over $600 million was stolen through this Ronin bridge hack. It was one of the largest hacks ever. And the scary part is people thought they were just using that gaming ecosystem, but they all lost their ETH. There was the wormhole exploit of last cycle. Wormhole attack, there was $300 million lost, and this was a cross-chain bridge. And really, these last two showed that it's the cross-chain bridges that are a huge hack vector as far as DeFi is concerned. And then that's not all. You had the Terra Luna collapse of last cycle, not a hack, but arguably worse. The entire ecosystem was wiped out due to protocol issues and over leverage. Maybe it was just a Ponzi scheme. Billions gone. Stable coins on that one were not so stable to begin with. Now, look, all of those are different hacks, different protocols, different years. But the same mistake can affect people every time. People trust one system with everything. You hear these stories of people going all in on Terra Luna, losing 6 figures of value of their money. That's because people trusted one system with absolutely everything. And that is when the system failed. They had no backup plan, right? They were not diversified. So, what is the lesson? The lesson, what it actually means, guys and girls, don't keep all your funds in one protocol. Spread those assets across multiple protocols and use different chains whenever possible. You got to avoid overexposure to one token, one ecosystem, or one protocol. That way, if something does happen, you don't lose everything. Hence why I don't have all my money over on Aave. Because if it did, all my ETH would be locked up right now. Thank God it's not. Now, on that note, some of our assets just need to be kept in cold storage. We should not put all of our eggs into DeFi because the goal is not to completely avoid risk in the market. That's absolutely impossible if you want to play the crypto game. The goal is to avoid risk. And we have to make sure that one failure of our system will not wipe us out. So let me leave you with this. DeFi is extremely powerful. It's innovative. It's the future of finance as far as I'm concerned, but it's also new, experimental, and every single time a hack happens, it's not always failure or cold. It's a reminder. It's a smart investors do not put all their eggs in one's basket, and we're not just chasing yield here. They're managing their risk. So the next time you're about to go all in on a meme coin, a new DeFi protocol, or anything else in this crazy market, ask yourself, if this money disappears tomorrow, will me and my family still be okay? If the answer is probably not, you already know what you need to do. Not financial advice, of course. Now, if you would like more breakdowns like this, real short ones, real lessons from real and live crypto events, make sure you stick around because the next big hack, it isn't a question of if, it is when. So please get the word out. Like and subscribe to this. Check out dadsdefispace.org and check out our free Telegram group if you want to see my moves and hear my market analysis before it ends up again. Be sure to go out there and touch some grass. Peace, ladies and gentlemen.